In this video, I took on arguably one of Persona 3 Reload's hardest challenges, and here's how it went.
Persona! Please destroy it!
That's a lot of damage!
Do it again.
Oh no!
Thank you. Cut, G.
Why you like this?
Hello there.
Better scramble like an egg.
Holy.
That ain't right!
You fool!
The arcana is the means by which all is revealed.
I won't miss my chance! Firepower! You're finished!
To start off my inevitably crash-filled and very, very painful journey, we start at the title screen and choose Merciless as the only way to get a challenge in any Persona game. We get off the train and land in Tatsumi Port Island, a location that, geographically speaking, should take hours to traverse. However, we would completely break the laws of physics with fast traveling because game mechanics. We walk around the suspiciously dirt green colored station filled with coffins and blood, yet we are ignoring all of our surroundings, much to the parallels of how depression works in real life. We reach our dormitory and are greeted by what I can only assume was something they added last minute for ambiance, because the game never does anything else like this. We walk past the desk and are jump scared by a child who, in earlier renditions of the series, appears to have no arms. He asks for our name as if he couldn't tell that the super famous Rize Kujikawa has just walked through his door. He exposits for a few minutes and then leaves, leaving us with unknown girl who is packing heat. Unfortunately, our execution is stopped midway by other girl, who reveals herself as Edelgard von Hresfeld, the daughter of a high-ranking group that controls a vast part of the population. We're also introduced to unknown girl who does not matter. A lot of exposition happens while we get spied on in our sleep, however we will not discuss this as to not start Sprinklergate Electric Boogaloo. For the 4/9 full moon of my randomized run, another dorm member revealed as Akihiko Sanada comes in with a broken arm from fighting what I can only assume is a beefed up level 2 Cowardly Maya. I am waking up from my slumber as unknown girl hands me a large pole with a knife duct taped onto it and says good luck. We run upstairs and trap ourselves there with an enemy because survival instincts have not been unlocked on the skill tree just yet. Worst girl then proves exactly why she is useless and is severely outclassed by every other romance option in the game, and forces us to take matters into our own hands. We decide to fall asleep for 8 days as opposed to 5 years, and have the dissatisfaction of being greeted by nobody, who exposits some more. A few days pass and we learn of blah blah persona, blah blah tartar sauce, and blah blah the power of waking. After some tutorial nonsense, we are finally able to officially begin our randomized run after 30 minutes of text boxes. To all those wondering why the enemies have not been random so far, it's because A, the first encounter of the game on 4/9 cannot be randomized, and B, the first time we explore Tartarus is technically just one big tutorial, which means there's no way to strategize for it and is basically an impossible soft lock. As this is the first time we've ever done this, it's time to set some simple ground rules. We get one randomized persona and one randomized skill per full moon. There's no velvet rooming whatsoever and no grabbing any personas from shuffle time. If we cannot progress past an unavoidable encounter or boss, we must restart the run from the beginning. Though contrary to Rule 3, if there is an unavoidable encounter or boss that crashes, we are allowed to re-randomize the run whilst keeping our progress. And of course, we must beat the final boss and watch the credits roll. We begin our gambling addiction and get Mishagugi with the skill Elect Driver, an ironic homage to a run long forgotten. While this means we should have no trouble clearing encounters, our main issue lies in our SP. Mazayonga costs 16 SP while we only start with 57, meaning we can only get 3 out before needing more SP. This will become the bane of my existence very soon. For the first gatekeeper of my randomized run, I quickly realized that despite my setup of a level 48 persona, this encounter was going to need some levels.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Copernicus!
I can't believe you've done this.
I decided to look around for enemies on the lower floors that don't crash, and I ran into this.
You are my sunshine.
Now, Supreme Hand is great. Only issue is it's an encounter that can one-shot me. And killing it is like hitting Mike Tyson with a wet noodle in a dream. Worst over, even if I do kill it, I run into the issue of dying immediately after. I needed to make a decision of whether to keep ramming my head against a wall now, or potentially ramming my head through the ceiling later. I ended up opting to wait and leave Tartarus instead. Doing this allows me to do 2 things. I can use degenerate strategies to grind Punch Boxer, which gives 3 strength to my currently equipped persona, and 2, if I decide to wait for the 5/9 full moon, I potentially get a better persona to clear the gatekeeper. We push on until I reach 57 strength with Mishagugi, and I was feeling pretty confident that my deathbound would actually be able to do something this time. I then make a Joseph Anderson reference by telling Edelgard I want to go to Tartarus. Man, shout out Joseph Anderson, dude. And I'm then applauded for my comedic genius. I gritted through Tataris while searching for gold hands, and I would also like to take the time to note that since we have not beaten the floor 5 gatekeeper, we do not have access to Baton Pass just yet. Hey, wouldn't that be very tragic if that so happens to be the reason for many deaths later? We get a cheeky crit on the Cupid, followed by the gold hand, and despite my best effort, he runs away. Oh my gosh, why are you like this? No!
The enemy.
At this point, we leave the battle and reload the save, avoiding any puns in the process. I decide to go for the gatekeeper once more, and this happens.
Do it again.
So close, yet so far. I decided this time to guard on Junpei since the Gigas hates men, and I decided that, as a party member, Junpei is replaceable. Luckily, guarding nullifies the chance of getting crit, which stops the boss from getting a 1 more. After abusing degenerate Marin Karen stress that Edelgard herself would approve of, we cheese our way out of the first of many gatekeepers and finally gain some levels. However, our suffering has only just begun. For the upcoming shift tutorial of my randomized run, our next obstacle we come across are this knight and Burb with a hand that's there for moral support. Luckily for us, there are no mini bosses in this encounter, which means our degenerate strats should be effective. On the flip side, this is an unskippable encounter, which means we cannot just leave after cheesing the gold hand, unfortunately. After watching Bird vs Knight slapboxing, we get wiped for our hubris and have to reload. I decide to try my luck at the floor 3 gold hand once more, and after attempting to repeatedly swap the world's tiniest molecule with a piece of paper, we finally critted, and then...
That's a clean hit.
I'm literally exploding right now. And of course Junpei has to be...
I have to do this.
Okay, come on, chill out. I'm about to...
The enemy fled. There's only one left.
Shimmy, yeah.
Hey, hang in there.
It's so close. Words cannot express my pain. After repeatedly failing, I decided to go and try the other encounter on floor 3, that being a beefed up Magnus and Tranquil Idol. After dying a few times, I was able to cheese the Tranquil Idol, which resulted in 703 XP, which was enough for 2 additional levels in an economy where I really need them. We save and then try our luck at the gold hand once more, which goes about as expected.
Miss.
After getting the most blue balled I've ever been,
Nope.
I decided to try the second set of encounters on floor 2 and was greeted by the Hierophants and an Overseer. Yeah, there was no shot that I was winning that. For the uninformed, from my experience, Tataris has 2 sets of enemies per floor. To keep the game lively, the game hops between these 2 sets, and it remains between floors. For example, if I kill the floor 4 enemy in the first set, I will now be in the second set for all of Tataris. This is great because it means in the first set for floor 2, it's a crash. However, the second set is an actual enemy I can fight, though you just saw how that went. Lastly, the game always starts you in the first set, so if you die or restart the game, you will forcibly be put back in the first set. We will be abusing this later. I continue bashing my head against the, at this point, suspiciously gold-plated wall, but decide to leave considering I need to keep some brain cells. For my upcoming second attempt at the shift tutorial of my randomized run, I decide to keep on grinding punch boxers mean to offset my insanely low levels. I head back into Tartarus once more, getting slapped around a bit and reaching level 13 from cheesing the Tranquil Idol again. Our persona stock count increases to 8, which does nothing for us, and we unlock Vacuum Slash on Jumpy. After waiting around, presumably questioning my life choices and gaining 1 more level, unlocking Magaru on this interloper, I decide to try for the gold hands once more, and then this happens.
Chris! No!
That's a clean hit.
God, bro. Chris! Stop, aren't you pretty?
Oh my god. No.
Like you cut, G.
After dying over and over again, I predict my own deaths. Please just do Marin Karen. Holy arrow on me. Wait, no, not on me.
How could this happen?
Why did I
Hey,
say
hang in there.
No, like actually, why did I say that? And then the unimaginable happens.
Good. That's one less to worry about.
Oh, 3,831 XP. A whole 4 levels that I really needed. With Secunded now being added to the roster, I finally had a way of making the fight slightly easier. I also then realized that the strength of the HP skills were proportional to the HP of the user, which is a dumb mistake on my part. Moving on, I decided to try and kill the Cupid, even though the hand escaped, and anticlimactic but sure. With us being able to now reliably kill gold hands, I start the grind, first hitting level 21 and then 22. My party dies, so I get solo XP, getting me to level 24, and then them to level 23. I decided to kill Tranquil Idol for no real reason, but it got me to 25, so we take those. After getting to level 26, I decided to take on the shift tutorial once more, and after a few attempts, we finally get past one of the last tutorials we have to deal with, and then I die.
No, I was kidding! Bro, no. No, chill out. Ooh.
How could this happen? Hey, hang in there!
Oh, you go right foot.
And have to do it again. After doing my best solid snake impression and almost failing,
Please not like this. Please not like that. I was kidding. Please not me. It's weak. No. Okay, please chill out. Mudo. That's fine. Don't die. Okay.
we make it to the teleporter and finally get a chance to save, and the run lives on.